One. I'm here with State Monterey Bay, coming off a win in the second round of the 2023 CCAA Baseball Tournament. I'm joined right now by head coach Walt White, and on his right, Drew Williams, and on his left, Colby Harrison. Coach, will you just take us through your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, I think obviously every game here is going to be a challenge, and they're a good team. I think that Casey Carr kid actually had a really great year, and I thought he pitched really well. And that first inning was really big for us to get a couple guys on, and Drew coming up with a big hit and being able to put 2 runs on the board after we gave up one in the first. I really liked our approach offensively. I think Carr I think he walked one guy, but from then on, we just put a lot of pressure on him. We stayed in our strike zone. We spit on a lot of pitches. I look back to Robbie Trado's at bat, where he had a 12-pitch walk, and then his next at bat he had a 7-pitch walk. And I know sometimes the home runs and the doubles break people's spirit, but you could ask Colby as a pitcher, when you give up a 12-pitch walk or a grinding 7-pitch walk, it just puts a lot of pressure on him. And I think one of the things for us, you put people on base with us, we have a really deep offense that can put some stuff together. So I'm really proud of our guys. I think that we haven't played a perfect game yet. I don't like 2 errors in the error column, but I think we were offensive enough and we pitched well enough to overcome some of those things. But it's hard to overcome those things as you get deeper in the tournament.
Drew, let me just ask you, I thought this was almost kind of similar to like a basketball game. You guys would just never let them get the lead after you guys got it. Could you talk to me the way the offense kept coming through? You guys had 3 big innings out of that one with crooked numbers out there, and then on the other side, pitchers had 2 shutdown innings after you score those. Just tell me the way you guys continue to keep piling on.
I think we just did a good job today, staying to the middle of the field. I think we as a team, we had 1 strikeout. That's what I heard anyways. I don't know if that's true. I think that just goes to show how well we stayed middle today. It's really easy to come out of your shoes and try to get one out of this place, as you can see. But I think we did a great job staying with our approach and, like I said, staying to the middle of the field.
Congrats on the win today, guys. It was really exciting to watch. I'm based here on campus at CSUMB at our local radio station.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And congrats on Coach of the Year, Coach.
Thank you.
Of course.
I think it should be Program of the Year, or assistant coaches, or everybody involved sort of thing, but I'll take it.
For sure. Well, that kind of leads me to my question was, the thing that I think is so notable about this season has been y'all's consistency and composure. What part does the coaching staff play in kind of helping set the tone for that consistency that we've seen?
I think that's a great question. I really think it starts with recruiting, and I think, the recruiting aspect, obviously we want really good players, but I think having great people with the right attitude and excited about our university here is really important. I think those are the messages that we give all the time. I think baseball is something that it can be a really emotional roller coaster a lot of times. I think you put up a 5 spot and then all of a sudden one of the innings you're giving up bases loaded and our guy has to get out of it. But I think consistency over a long time, consistency in terms of attitude and emotion, and I think, like I said, it starts with recruiting and getting the right people here. But I think from a coaching standpoint, creating an environment where people love showing up, love being here, appreciate each other, and I hope there's never been a day that any of these kids have feared coming to practice or feared what's going to happen with Coach White or Coach Bell or Coach Peters. And I think the idea is to create a family atmosphere, a love for the game, a love for our program, a love for our university, and treat our players really well. And I just don't think you can coach kids the same way you did in the 70s or early 80s. And I think you could have some discipline and some structure, but it really comes down to mutual respect. And if I don't show the respect to our players and care for our players, I'm going to get nothing back from them. So our philosophy has always been create a great experience, let them be themselves, let them have their own personality, but obviously within the structure of doing things for each other.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
May I? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Let's say, Colby, talk about, we get to those situations where, our starting pitchers, we have all CCA starting pitchers, and you get, Tona and Io and Nico at the back end of the bullpen. But the really key part of today's game was the home run that brought it back to 4-3. They have a chance to get some momentum, and you come in and shut them down. And what is the mentality that you have to keep, knowing that you're the guy that's going to be that bridge to keep us in front until we get to the end of the pen?
My mentality is just getting ahead, knowing that my job is to collect outs and do what I can for our team, just getting ahead with whatever I got that day. And whatever I use, whatever pitch I got that day, some days I don't have them all, but today, I just attack early and and then it always works out for the best.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just to follow up on that, it's like I think it takes a special kind of mindset to be able to come in the middle of the inning like that and get just shut them down, take any air out of their sail, and then give Drew and the offense a chance to come back. And is that a role that you relish?
I've been using this spot a lot, and I love it. It's fun, and it does a lot, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about Colby too is he's not afraid of any moment. I mean, over his career here, we've had him in some really challenging positions. I mean, he started the championship game of the West Region last year, and I mean, I don't even know if he knows it, but he leads our program in terms of a career record of Ks per 9. And he's not a guy who's throwing 95 miles an hour. He's just a gritty, tough player that his teammates trust him. We as coaches trust him, and I think if he's getting the ball, that means we're in a pretty good spot in the game, or it's going to be close.
Well, let me ask you that one then, really quickly. I just got to make these comments. The bullpen today went 4 innings. Colby Harrison went 2 innings. Chris Tono went 1 inning, and Michael Potter went 1 inning. You guys, no runs allowed in those 4 innings, and only gave up 1 walk, which I know is very important to me. How important is the bullpen in what you guys hope to do moving forward?
Yeah, and I think especially in a tournament like this, where there's potential where you may have to play 5 games, depending on how everything goes. But the bullpen is always going to be key. I'm not a guy who likes to throw our pitchers into the hundreds. I think we've had one guy go, a complete game 9, which I'm a little upset at myself for doing it. But, I think you have to rely on everybody, and I think the strength of our team, the reason why we're sitting here as the number 1 seed in this tournament and the regular season conference champion, is the depth that we have. And being able to rely on every single person within our staff and within our lineup and our bench. I mean, no one feels sorry for him. I mean, we just won a first round and we didn't have the player of the year in our lineup, right? So no one cares. No one feels sorry for you. You got to come out here and you got to do it. And that's our mindset. We're excited about being here. We're excited about playing at home. And we're excited to see where this tournament takes us.
2 quick other ones. Drew, Coach talked about the depth in your pitching staff, but today in the lineup, not 8 of the 9 guys had a hit for you today. How deadly can this lineup be, and what challenges do other pitchers face as they move forward facing the whole team?
Yeah, we have a pretty scary lineup for sure. I mean, we were going back and forth between guys even before the game because we're so stacked 1 through 9. We can, KW Kalichi's having a great year for us, so we were excited for him to play too, and we can't fit him in because we're so good, but. I think we're just really deep, and that's that.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's any. I mean, obviously Drew's had a great year, Brady's had a great year, Nico's. I guess I could go down the lineup, but there's balance to it, and it's not. I look back at some other teams. Every team that we've ever had here has been different. We've had teams where we've had multiple guys with 18 home runs, and that was our process. And I think this team is an on-base percentage, doubles type team that can still take the ball at the ballpark and still create big innings. But, big innings are created by walks, errors, hit batters, and a big hit. And, we take a lot of pitches. We see a lot. I mean, the only guy that didn't have a hit today was Chase Lindeman, but he walks and he sees a ton of pitches. And I don't know how many walks he has, but he's leading the league in on-base percentage. So there's just a process to building big innings instead of coming out. I don't know how many home runs we gave up. 2. We gave up 2, but they're solo shots. That's fine. We'll take it. 1 run, our philosophy is 1 run per inning isn't going to beat us. We sure don't want to give up 1 every inning, but that's kind of the process. So, yeah.
Well, Coach, got to say, you got that win under your belt. You guys got out here nice and early at 9:30 a.m., but got that win. You don't have to come back tomorrow until noon. So.
Hey, we can sleep in until 8:30.
Exactly. So good luck. We can't wait to see where the rest of this run takes you. See you tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.